Ni sawa? So guys, I hope you are doing well. You have always been telling me that I don't give you videos on Excel. I don't give you videos on anything above 1500cc. So what is this? This is a Nissan Serena. If I check inside, I can see very well that it is a 7-seater vehicle. When you put this car on Uber or Bolt or any other digital platform, this car will be given the XL category, meaning that you have access to larger group of people, maybe people traveling long distance, and this will be the subject of today's discussion in this video. So whether it rains or not, I told you guys I will have to bring you content. So I'll just show you a quick round of this vehicle so that you can just have, to see how it looks like. It is a model of 2012, but I believe that the owner of the car will be joining us shortly so that he can explain to us further details. He told me that he bought it in the second-hand market at a very, very good price of around 650,000. So if you compare that to, the small cars that we normally do videos about, small new cars will cost you even up to 1.5, but you can get a Nissan Serena for 650,000 from the second-hand market. A lot of people will have so many comments on that, given that this is a Nissan, and so many people complain sometimes about the performance and how much it fails. But those are things that we are going to discuss with the actual owner of this car. So I will invite him here so that we can have a conversation. So Mike, how are you?
Joseph, how are you?
Good, good. So I think we can just start on this side so that we can be a little bit, not to face the light. So, Mike, how is it?
It's good.
Yes.
So far, so good.
Yes.
Just started recently on Uber and Bolt.
Yes.
I get mostly hotel trips, some airport trips.
Yes.
And so far, I can't complain too much.
Yeah.
But I'm missing the long journeys. I expected people would want to go up country.
Yeah.
So I think I want to show that I'm here for offline trips, whether it's Mombasa, Kisii, wherever.
Yes, but maybe before we get into those details, I think the rain is slowly going away. We can come closer to the vehicle now. So you don't sound like a Kenyan. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about like a Muzungu in you. How comes that you have an accent that definitely is not Kenyan?
I was born in Scotland, in the UK, and I lived there most of my life until my mum passed in 2013. Then I spent some time in Kenya. At that time, it wasn't for me because I didn't understand how things worked, so I went back. But now I've decided to come back home again because life in the UK isn't what everyone tells you. It's not all easy and easy money. There are challenges, lots of government watching everything you do, a lot of taxation, prices going up, and there's the general culture that if you're not trying to become a millionaire or already one, you're failing in life. Whereas I just want to have a decent but simple life, work hard, drive, which is what I love. And so I thought, why am I struggling? Let me go back to Kenya now. Watching your videos,
Yes.
I learned a lot about the taxi business, and I saw that it can be profitable and a good business for someone to go into. And I saw the 1 or 2 videos with people with cars of this size, that they get a lot of offline trips, and the customers generally prefer the comfort of the larger car.
Yes.
So since I'm already used to large cars, I even drove buses abroad. So I thought, well, if people are making it let me give it a try and see.
Yeah, yeah, that is a very inspiring story because just the way we had that conversation offline, I was asking you how comes you have decided to come back to Kenya while all of us are looking for opportunities to live. But I think there is no better person to give us the experience of life abroad than what you have just explained. So welcome back home.
Thank you.
And we are very happy that you will bring now, a very good or a new perspective into the industry. At least even when you carry people and you speak English like that, they will see this job is also for people who are dignified, who can speak good English, and it's not just for school dropout and people who don't have employment. So
I think people would be surprised. Over there, the taxi business is full of people driving luxury cars. It's not just more basic models. They have different classes of Uber. You might get an S class on Uber luxury. So it's not just people with the cheapest car they could find. People are staking hundreds of thousands of, it should be hundreds of millions of shillings into cars for that business. So it's not just dropouts.
yeah,
It's anything but.
yeah, sure. So do you want to speak a bit of Swahili before we get into the discussion? Just a few words, the one that of course, granted you were born abroad, but you are a Kenyan after all, and your customers will be Swahili people.
Sijui Kiswahili kabisa, lakini inaweza panda matatu, inaweza enda super, inanunua vitu, inaweza nunua mafuta kama hiyo.
Well done. So I want us to just talk briefly about this vehicle, but I think the main goal of this video is to also explain the offer that you have for the offline trips, because as you have told me, you don't want to focus mostly on the digital applications, and you have told me already you have been carrying some clients from hotels, from the airport, taking them to some national parks here in Kenya, and that is what you wanted us to focus more on than the ordinary, ride-hailing applications. So very quickly about this car, why did you go for Serena, and what price did you get it for, and for the few months you have been with it, what is your review?
Well, I went for the Serena because I looked on the market and then I learned that this kind of age is the lowest that Uber would take if I wanted to have the online as a backup. So I couldn't go for something too old, and I wanted something of this size. I just don't get on well with small cars. So I looked, and really the Serena, this one was one of the few available in the budget that I had. So I went and saw it, test drove it, it was okay, so I went with it. The other options I was looking at were the ISIS, because the Noahs of this age, the price is way up. But so far it's not given me any issues. I've done the service. One thing I knew is people say the CVT has to be serviced frequently to keep in good condition. So I did that as soon as I got it. The consumption, it ranges the worst. It's like 7-8 kilometers a liter. The best, about 10-11. But for me, coming from the UK and usually driving cars with a lot bigger engines, it's not
that bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
I've driven cars which gets 4 kilometers a liter, so in terms of the profit, it's still there. So I think people shouldn't be scared to buy a bigger engine. This is 2000 cc. It has an eco mode, so that restricts the power if you're struggling, you want to conserve the fuel, but I normally don't use that. And those are the numbers I've been getting, so
it's not bad.
Yeah.
So I wish you all the best with this.
Of the big car.
Yeah, I see it has quite enough space inside,
Yes.
So if I don't know whether people can see it because it is a bit tinted, but the idea is that if you even have like 9 people, let's say 7 adults and like 2 kids, it's, you know, it can carry all of them. And I have also seen that you have printed a very nice brochure here.
Yep.
So you already have a company called Bwakire Travels.
Yes.
Yeah, these very nice guys. And this is always what I advise people to do. When you are, you know, starting on this business, don't just focus on online trips, because online trips you'll have always to complain. The prices is not good, in as much as it's a guaranteed way of you getting some rides, but you know, the pricing will not always be favorable. So why have you chosen to focus more on offline trips compared to, you know, like the online trips?
Mostly I prefer the longer drives. I like going into the country and seeing the different sites, the different towns. It's less hectic than being in Nairobi. Obviously, there are the challenges with how people overtake badly
Yes.
in the country roads, but it's more peaceful and it's more of an adventure. You're going on a long trip, and then you can even stay overnight and then
Yes.
bring the customers back the next day and things like that. And of course, it works out more favorably in terms of income. It's more like the amounts are such that you can plan a bit more. You know, you've got so many trips booked, you know, you're making such a profit
Yes.
rather than just a few hundred shillings here and there.
Yeah. So that's quite, I would say that is quite creative compared to just what we see with other people. And I'm seeing here you have done some trips from JKIA to several hotels in Nairobi. You have done trips from Mombasa to Nakuru, Naivasha, Kisii, Kisumu, Eldoret, Amboseli National Park, Masai Mara, Arusha, Dar es Salaam, Kampala, Kigali. So you guys, if you think that this car cannot go for long distance trips, just give him a call and try to go towards those destinations. So a lot of people, as you have mentioned, they fear Nissan so much. But of course, as you have said, it's, you know, it's very attractive in terms of pricing. But
Yeah.
so far you have said no issue you have experienced with it.
The only thing I can say, if people are fearing it, they need to, like with any car, like back in the UK, people fear Range Rovers like they fear Nissans. They think it will break down, but it's down to how you maintain it.
Yeah.
Like if you, the transmission fluid when I changed it looked like it hadn't been changed for a long time. So you need to keep on top of the maintenance, and most cars should serve you well. Of course, there are some that are built badly, but I don't think there's a Japanese car that's built badly. I think it's just more of a case of people think you just get in, put fuel, drive it, and don't do anything else.
Yes. Good, good, good. So, what else have we not discussed? So, for the few days that you have been with it, like how, like what is your expectations in terms of returns? Because one thing that I always caution people when they come into this business is to manage their expectations. But already you have said that you want a simple and dignified life, not that luxurious, wealthy kind of life, which definitely you can't get from this business. So maybe from your side, what is your expectation in terms of returns? And for the few days you have been there, how has it been for you?
Well, so far I'm seeing like a profit of 30 to 50,000 a month should be possible. Of course, I'm still adjusting to the different ways of life, so my expenditure may be more than it should be. But I think if someone works hard, that should be possible. Taking into account the maintenance of the car and the fact I'm paying
Yes.
a loan for it. So once the loan is paid, it should be a lot more than that, hopefully.
Yeah, sure, sure,
And
sure.
if I add the offline trips again, but I think someone shouldn't miss to make 2,000 to 3,000 a day, as long as they wake up with the right attitude.
Yeah.
Don't just sit somewhere hoping someone will want to travel. You have to go to town, go to Westlands, go towards the airport, and you'll get people where they are. You can't just think, oh, well, I live here, so I'll just wait here all day.
Yeah. Yeah, and also something else we discussed is that you have printed some business cards, you know, the small business cards, and you have dropped them in several hotels, in several, you know, business premises, which would require services of such a vehicle from time to time. And when they have opportunities, that definitely I know they will call you. So I think I love your creativity and the way you want to take this business by storm. And definitely with the range that you are giving yourself, I know this business will not disappoint you.
Yeah.
So maybe if you don't mind, you can share your contacts here so that anyone who is wanting to travel to the destinations I have mentioned here, they can maybe give you a call and maybe tell us how you charge for these trips. Maybe your fee model for the offline trips.
So Michael, as said before, that my number is 0791 801 930. 0791 801 930. And you can call, SMS, if you WhatsApp, I can send you my brochure which has the prices for some set destinations. If you require a more tailored service, just drop me a message or call me, tell me what you're looking for, and we'll be able to negotiate a fair price, whether you want to even pay the fuel and give me a daily rate. My prices normally include the fuel cost, or if you have a longer trip in mind, you can let me know. One thing I will say is I'm based in Nairobi, so if you're not based in Nairobi, I do require at least the payment to be made in advance to cover the cost of reaching you. But wherever you are in Kenya, even our neighbors within the East African community, I'm here to take you where you need to be.
Thank you very much, Mike. I wish you all the best. And definitely what we say in this channel, if you know you get a lot of customers, unanunua chai. You know, you understand that one. So thank you very much, and I wish you all the best.